Morning, guys. Hey, it's Saturday morning. I got a bunch of chores to do around the house. But before I get started, I wanted to talk to you about what our Sunday school lesson is today. And it ties right in because I'm going to get messy today. And remember, we're talking about peace. How God wants us to love in peace. And we need to live in peace with each other. And sometimes you got to get messy to do that. Now remember our Bible verse. It's Romans 14:19. So let us all do what we can to live in peace and to help build each other up. And in doing so, last week we talked about a guy named Isaac. Remember, he got messy digging holes, but he walked away from fights. And in doing so, he found and he lived in peace, and he was rewarded in peace because the king came to him and said, I see that God wants you to live in peace. I want to live in peace. Let's live in peace together. Now today, we want to talk about finding peace, and in doing so, realizing it's more important to live in peace than it is to win a fight. Now that's pretty hard sometimes. And one of the greatest enemies of peace is revenge. Now we're going to talk about two brothers. And I know none of you have ever fought with your brother or your sister, so this may be weird to you. But in the story in the Bible, it talks about two brothers. One of them, his name was Jacob. Alright, Jacob's kind of annoying, and the other brother is called Esau. Now they were twins. Really? They're twins, I swear. But Esau was the oldest one. He was a big, strong, hairy guy. And Esau actually means red. So we're going to help Esau get a little red here. Let's see, we'll put a little red up here so we kind of get the picture. Alright, there's Esau. Now, okay Jacob, I'm going to get to you in a minute. Now, Esau, since he was the oldest one, would inherit everything that his father owned. Well, Jacob one day went and tricked his dad into giving him everything. And of course, when Esau heard about this, he was mad. Well, a few years later, their father passed away, and Jacob got everything. Esau was furious. He wanted to kill Jacob. Yeah, kill you, that's right. So, the mom, of course, was very upset. She didn't want to see her boys fighting. It was just an argument over stuff. But Esau was mad, and he wanted to kill Jacob, that's right. So, the mom says, Jacob, run away and go live with your uncle Laban in a far-off country until Esau cools down. So Jacob says, I'm out of here. And he takes off and he lives in this far-off country with his uncle. Well, many, many years pass, and Jacob becomes wealthy. He gets married. He has lots and lots of animals. Well, later on, one night, God is talking to Jacob. Yeah, you're saying your prayers and God's talking to you, and he says, Jacob, you need to go back home. Well, Jacob is like, no way. Esau wants to kill me. God says, it'll be all right. Do what I tell you to do. I want you to live in peace. So Jacob follows God's directions and he goes back. But before, he writes Esau a letter and says, hey, I'm coming back home with my family and all my stuff. I want to meet with you. Well, Esau sends back Jacob's servant and says, I'm going to meet you, but I'm going to have 400 men. Jacob, I know, that doesn't sound good, because he thinks Esau is going to wipe him out, that he's still upset about what happened many, many years ago. Well, God says, Jacob, I need you to go back. So Jacob does so. So on the way back, Jacob says, you know what? Maybe I'll send my brother a present. So he gathers 220 of his best sheep, 220 of his best goats, 50 cows, 30 camels, 30 donkeys, and sends them ahead to Jacob to say, I'm sorry, this is a present. Please, yeah, don't kill me. So they finally meet. And Jacob gets down from his horse and runs to Esau. And he hugs and he bows 7 times. 5, 6, 7. And says, I am so sorry for what I have done. Please accept my offering. Esau scoops him up and gives him a big old bear hug, and says, I don't want your stuff. I want my brother back. I want to live in peace. I don't care about an argument that happened many, many years ago. The only thing I regret is missing the time I had to spend with my brother. So see, guys, the whole thing is, it isn't about what we do or what we give. It's about finding love and giving love to the people that we care about. That's how sometimes you got to get messy. You got to give in. You got to give up. You got to say, it's not so important to win the fight, but it's very important to live in peace. Now, last week I made some chocolate cake. Delicious. This week I thought, well, you know what? I need a really cool plate to present my chocolate cake on. So I'm going to do some painting today. So I've got some plates and thought, Valentine's Day is Thursday, good tie-in. Why don't we make them red? So I've got some paint. I'm going to get into doing this here. And let's see. Alright, that's going to be a really nice, bold red. And it's going to take forever. Let me get a bigger brush. And let's see how this works. Okay, we're getting there. Getting there. Jeez, this is still going to take too long. Let's see, let's get serious here. Let's start taking this up here. Now we're getting something done. Man, I feel like an artist. Just slopping this up, making it all happen. So, you see, guys, living in peace is very important. That God wants you and I to live in peace, and sometimes it takes us a little bit to get messy to make that happen. But in doing so, it's worth it. Because through all of this, oh, I like this. I'm going to just keep painting. I don't care what kind of mess I make. I hope you and I understand that sometimes you got to make a mess to make the love, to be with people, to care about, and to live in peace. I'm not going to stop painting. I'm going to go paint my house, go paint the neighbor's house. Let's just keep painting today. All right, guys, have a good time in small groups. See you later.